But again, he would be there. And then again, he would be there. And again, it would just be that sinking feeling in my chest over and over and over again. And then I started getting mad. I started getting upset because I was sick and tired of it. I wanted to know what it was. I wanted to know who he was. So I started making my own demands. I started saying, I'm not afraid of you, even though I was. Tell me who you are. Tell me what you want. I want to figure this out. And I said that for, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 times. And then I was asleep one night. And I was, in my dream, I was driving in the car. And I had my best friend next to me. And we were talking about stuff and whatnot in the dream. And then I asked him, how did we get to this place? Where are we even going? And he said, my friend said, it doesn't matter where we're going here. Why are you being weird? And I asked him if we were dreaming. He said, no, we're not dreaming. Why would we be dreaming? And I said, no, this is a dream. This isn't real right now. I went to bed. There's no way I should be in a car right now. And it's winter and we're in the middle of a desert. And I don't live in a desert. And then the guy in my dream, my friend in my dream, kept telling me, you're awake, you're being crazy right now, stop being so weird. Of course this is real. You're trying to tell me that I don't exist, I'm not real? And I said, you don't exist. I mean, you do exist, but this doesn't exist. This is a dream. This right now isn't real, and I want to wake up right now. And then I woke back up in my bed again, but again I couldn't move. I couldn't make any bodily movements. I couldn't force my body to move. It was like I was stuck in a huge shell, just yelling. And I remember I was yelling for my wife, wake me up, you gotta wake me up. And then she did. And when she woke me up, she said that I jolted back awake, and she said that I was making weird moaning noises, and she wanted to make sure I was okay. And I said, yeah, I was laying there for like over an hour, screaming for you to wake me up. She was like, oh, that's really weird and scary. I was like, yeah. And then I saw like a silhouette of Hat Man next to my closet again. And then I asked my wife, do you see that? I pointed at it. She's like, babe, there's nothing there. I was like, okay, fine. And then I stayed up and hung up my dogs and whatnot. So after that, my wife and I were watching this TV show called American Gods, and I was taking pictures of my dog. My dog's named Obi-Wan. And as I was taking pictures of my dog, we were looking at the pictures, and then you could see clear as day a figure with a shadow of a figure wearing a hat and a trench coat sitting on my porch in one of our chairs. And then in the next picture, which was 1/10 of a second later that was taken, same exact figure is across the lawn in the neighbor's yard up against his wall. And then in the next photo, the figure is closer to my window. So I have these photos saved. And when I saw that, I started making demands again. I started saying, I want to know who you are. I want to know what this is. I'm not afraid. I just want to know. And the next day, it was about the middle of the day, and I was laying on my couch and was watching TV, and I fell asleep. And in my dream, I was attached to like a piece of string, and I was being held up by this shadowy figure in a hat and a long trench coat. And he was a giant, like he was huge, like I was the size of picture someone holding a mouse by its tail, and that was the equivalent of him holding me by this string. And I jolted up in my couch where I was sleeping, and I looked to my left, and clear as day, within arm's reach, he was right there next to me in the middle of the day, just staring at me with this huge grin from one ear to the other, and that was it. All he had was just that smile. And his face was, you couldn't really see his face, but you could see contortions in it, like it was pressed together in a very unnatural way into the center, and then everything else was just contorted outward from his huge grin from ear to ear. And that terrified the hell out of me. I felt like someone grabbed my heart and ripped it through my back and was holding me down and dragging me deeper into some hole I've never even been in before. And then I jolted awake, but again I couldn't move on the couch. I was trying to move. I was trying to open my eyes. I remember trying to open my eyes, and my eyes were heavy, and I was trying to yell and scream. My wife wasn't home, and I felt like I was never going to wake up, and this was it. I was done. I was catatonic. I was stuck in that position. And then I was able to wake up. I jolted up. I freaked out. I looked around, and he wasn't there, and then my dogs were all freaking out. They wouldn't go near the area where he was sitting, and that was it for me. I'm not asking any questions, keeping to myself. Fine. You don't want to be messed with? I'm not going to mess with you. Got it. And now my wife has told me that she started seeing him a couple times. She'd wake up in the middle of the night and he would just be standing there, and it's starting to freak her out now too. That last dream I just mentioned, that happened about 2 months ago. I haven't really seen him since then, but yeah. So I don't know, I don't know what it is. I have no idea. I just know that's my experiences with it, and I don't like it. And any answers out there would be appreciated.